Hi, welcome to One Word Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the University of Chinese. We are going to continue our flight deep into this ancient language, my native tongue. And I'm learning alongside with you. I don't know everything about my language, but it's a great discovery journey for me as well. So yesterday we talked about a 婚姻大事. It's about marry and getting married. It's big deal, big event. That's how Chinese frame it. We call it one of the major events in life, and that's universally true, right? Okay, so today we have continued this 事, and actually we continued with marriage, but it's expressed in a different way. In 红白喜事, 红白喜事, 红, red, as I showed you before, red is the symbolic color representing joy, representing lifeline passed on, right? Your lineage. So something related to your lineage, continuation, that's red, and that's wedding color symbol. And 白 is funeral color symbol. So when your loved ones, especially your parents, I mean, most likely it's your parents, right? Passed away, you're supposed to wear full white outfit to in the funeral ceremony. So white color is associated with funerals. And then we have 喜事, 喜 is joy. By this funeral normally was characterized as 丧事. 丧 is sad, crying. That's 丧事. Actually, in some some customs, regional customs, like you're supposed to cry loud. I mean, people sorrow. Some people tend to hold it. Some people tend to cry it out, but it's expected you to cry it really loud, like make dramatic crying on such funerals. So that's in some customs. But here we only use joy event. I'm not sure if that's intentional, that both red and white event are considered joyful occasions. I mean, if that's true, I'm giving a thumbs up for this culture. Because seeing off your loved ones, even if it's sad, we should celebrate. It's a celebration of a person's full, like running the course of a lifetime to celebrate that person's completion of the life's journey here on earth. So we can treat it as a joyful event. I know it doesn't sound right, right? But okay, in any case, in this phrase, we only capture the joy elements there. We didn't say 丧事, we didn't say 红白喜丧事. We use joy to cover both events. Okay, individual characters. 红, we have this fabric sign and this worker's craftsman's tool that have give you the perpendicular 90-degree angle over there. So that's the commonly used, commonly seen craftsman's tool. I guess in house building, you have to make it perpendicular to the ground, right? So make it perpendicular exact is super important. So tool for that purpose. So this eventually symbolizes craftsman, something you have to work with your hand, right? And the left side is this a fabric symbol, have this drapey visual and this knot tied up together. So that's ancient way to express is something related to textile, related to fabric, related to garment even, because garment is the next phase of fabric, right? You cut up garment, sew it together to cover the body. So that's the eventual use of garment. So this can be quite flexible. If you see this sign, it's something related to the whole clothing. So we have feeding, clothing, right? Sheltering, so basic human needs. So this is the whole sector of clothing need of humans. And okay, so why is red color? Okay, according to scholars, this is traditionally working on fabric. So there are different processes of fabric making, right? We have coming from fiber, either it's cotton or linen or silk. We have thin threads. And then that thread need to be combined to make it more sturdy to be used, become a yarn. So from this thread to yarn, and then to weave it together in certain patterns, right? In a certain way of locking threads together, horizontally, vertically together. That's weaving practice. It's like a form of 2D. So thread come from just 1D, right? Yeah, it's a 1D. And then forms a yarn. It's like a thickened 1D. And now fabric is from 1D to 2D, right? You have your vertical and horizontal, and then they form together as the fabric 2D. And now from fabric, from this weaving, then to cut and sew, it's forming 3D so that you can hand comfortably to conform to the shape, the 3D form of your body. So this whole 1D to 3D conversion process mostly was done by females back then, because it's, I don't know, it requires a lot of long holding attention on very detailed work, and it doesn't require heavy, like a labor intensive work like farming. Farming is a more male profession versus fabric making. The whole process from 1D to 3D, whole process is more female oriented profession. And actually in Chinese, we have such a way to say 男耕女织, male farming, female 织 is weaving. So it just uses weaving, one of the steps to mean that fabric making clothes to clothe your family is the main function for females, role expectations for females. So then, okay, this fabric, this working craftsman working on making fabrics, you can view that as like a lot of females working in there. And for females, a lot of them, I guess, they will wear color either on their lips or on their blushes or on their clothing. So something is not plain anymore. So females are more likely to be more colorful than males, right? Okay, so that way, this fabric making craftsmanship is associated with female gender. And then it becomes a red symbol. Yeah, because they are a colorful crowd. And okay, white came from this sun symbol with a beam of sun ray, like shooting up. And so this enclosed area is the sun. I mean, even it looks like wait, what's it called? Kettlebell, right? It looks like a kettlebell shape, but it's supposed to be like a sphere, depicting the sphere with a horizontal line. That means the energy from like contained in that sphere, which is the sun, right? And then this pointer, this is, okay, that's the sun ray coming out of there. Even if we just use one pointer, we didn't draw out like children's drawing of all the rays coming out. That's too much stroke. Just one is enough to show you that's the sun ray we're talking about here. And the sun ray in ancient, I mean, in contemporary too, that's the color white. It means it's bright, it's sunlit. It's basically the outdoor sunlit color. So that's our depiction of white color coming to being. It's basically exposed in the sunlight. That's the bright daylight lighting, and that's considered white. We often say 白天, that means sunlit day. So that's our daylight. So I guess here is either it could be the day and could be the light, right? The source of light. So that's our character white. We have red, white, and then joy comes from this drum set. in stand-up position. So, okay, let's unpack. There are three things stacking up in this character. The first thing is a plant symbol. It looks like almost like a trident, right? Standing up trident from the ground. So that's our plant symbol. So something, the plant growing from the ground. And because a plant, most likely when they grow toward the sun, right? Upright, upward toward the sun. And so that becomes like an upward standing symbol. And then we have the drum set. So again, it's grounded, it's standing on some frames just with two legs to show you enough that it's standing on certain off the ground frame, and they are equally length, right? And holding this drum set. So supposed to be this is animal skin cover the drum set to make a rhythm. So this is the drum. This is upright standing, and this is the mouth symbol. So the drum set plus the upright standing, those two symbols means some standing up visibly see drum set on full display. And that becomes our almost like I don't know if you watch the performance of taiko. Is it called taiko drumming? It's a Japanese drumming. It's very impactful. Like if you're in the audience, you can feel the sound waves, the drumming, the rhythms, the beating, vibration from the skin of that drum coming at you. And it's a whole Japanese preserved tradition of drumming. And I believe they can trace it back to the ancient practice in Eastern Asia's drumming of this big framed drum sets that comes with a super big drum surface coupled with different pitches of drum, and people in union or in a certain but orchestrated way to come up with a beat on different pitches together. It can come with pretty complicated compositions, right? And so that kind of a drumming is very ceremonial. Even today, right? We can see that's in the past when that drum set was beating and emitting all that energy toward, live concert kind of energy, that brings joy to people, right? And so this drumming set in upright setting coupled with mouth symbol means people are they're enjoying this live concert show, and they are sharing this moment of vibrating together, basically, right? So that's the capturing of music making, drumming specifically, induced happiness. That's joy. That captures the live concert, right? Whoever is in contemporary, event planning, Live Nation or Ticketmaster, they should use this Chinese symbol to abstractly depicting the joy live music can bring to people. And Chinese capture that and get abstractly into the word joy. And in before, we have episodes talking about music and happiness equal, like they are equal sign for Chinese. We use music, 乐, as well as 乐, like happiness. They are the same word. They pronounce differently, but they came from the same origin. So you can see music making, and in this case, drumming, and the relationship to joy or to happiness is a direct line there. So that's something I find very touching, very heartwarming as a Chinese, even if like when I grew up, I don't really see such impactful taiko drumming music performance in China. It was lost, but the Japanese culture preserved that. I believe that's what I feel like. Okay, event, again, it's the same as before. It's the 3-finger hand symbol coupled with this headgeared, special headgeared government official sign to mean it's some government processing. So 红白喜事 basically is Chinese way to combine the major events in life. Either it's a wedding or it's a funeral. And this is I want to show you the use in action. 红白 and 喜 is here. So we have double joy actually. So you see this character and this, they are the same, but we link it together, make a mirror image side by side. We double sized it. And oftentimes that's the icon, that's the letter we use on a wedding day on a paper cut, red color paper cut symbol to mean the union of two individuals, two joys coming linked together. That's double joy. And that symbol is commonly seen, right, as and also this phoenix and dragon. So phoenix more symbolize a female, dragon symbolize a male. So they are, the heavenly union of phoenix and dragon. And phoenix, by the way, is fire, right? And dragon is water, fire, water, like two major elements. And this yin and yang coming together, that forms the full circle of this double joy. And so I want to show you how it was used on a poster in a performance of a Beijing Film School Institute Film School in 2018. So that's their poster, okay, to show 红白喜事. So you can see these are pretty ceremonial occasions, and when they put together, it could be quite dramatic. I can imagine. So that's 红白喜事. Cash in critical thinking by one word a day. See you.